I'm Ash, and this is Chai and Matcha, where we try to have meaningful conversations around personal development, pop culture, mental health, the brown community, and so much more. This is my first ever episode, which I'm so excited about starting because this is something I've wanted to do for a very, very long time. And when I mean long, I mean like before the pandemic situation long. Yeah. Anyways, I hope you'll subscribe, follow, rate, all that jazz. I'd highly appreciate it. This podcast, essentially, I want to talk about everything to do from mental health and personal development, productivity, as well as talking about skincare and self-care, all that stuff, as well as just like issues within the brown community and things that I love about them. So here's just a little place for you to just enjoy yourself and have a good time. Maybe have this while you're having your chai or your matcha or coffee or whatever you're into. I hope you'll join and subscribe. So today's episode, I wanted to start it off by one of my favorite topics to talk about, which is self-care. Now, self-care is a topic that I feel like popped up within the last decade, maybe later half of the last decade. And honestly, I heard this when I was I believe a junior in high school is when I heard it. And I was like, what? Like, no, I don't need self-care. Like, I gotta hustle, I gotta grind, I gotta be productive. I've gotta do all this stuff. I gotta really just grind. And I was like, I need to burn myself out. And well, yeah, that's exactly what happened. I did burn myself out. And my inner devil was like, yeah, I told you so. And so since then, I've sort of tried to incorporate self-care a lot more into my daily routine. Because it is so key for your mental sanity, for your mental health, for just like your overall being, your confidence. Everything just like stems from self-care. And I didn't realize how important of a part it takes in your life. Now, when you think of self-care for the first time what do you think of? Now, for a lot of people, it's going to be what the media, what the shops, what the stores and like brands are telling you, which is your crystals, your candles, your bath bombs, your wine nights in the pool, in the bathtub, all that kind of thing. You get the picture, right? Now, I think that definitely is a version of self-care. It's just a very small, very superficial, very like it doesn't show you the whole picture of what self-care essentially is. And that's the problem. I think people just associate self-care with that and that only. And so we all of a sudden are like, no, we don't need self-care. Like that shit is pointless. Like we don't need that. But in reality, there are so many more types of self-care, so many other things that count as self-care. And that's what I want to talk about today. So I was listening to a TED Talk by Dr. Sandra Dalton-Smith, and she was talking about rest and how we as people also just think of like rest as sleep and just sleep only. And she was talking about how there are seven types of rest essentially, and I thought that was very much coinciding with self-care at the same time, because she talked about these 7 types of rest, which is physical rest, mental rest, sensory rest, creative rest, emotional rest, spiritual rest, as well as social rest, and how we need to engage in all 7 of these things in order to feel truly well rested and optimal for whatever we're doing in our day-to-day lives. Same thing with essentially self-care. There are 7 types of self-care, which are like, I think these are a little bit varying in different sources, but the 7 sort of are your like, I think your overall types, which is your emotional self-care, your physical self-care, your mental self-care, social self-care, spiritual self-care, practical self-care, and professional self-care. Now all of these have different things, mean different things for different people, and that's what I have to say. It's like when you self-care essentially means taking care of yourself, and you know yourself best. So you know how to take care of yourself in all of these different aspects, Now, self-care does not always mean short-term self-care. It means taking care of yourself in the entirety, and this means in the long term as well. Self-care is essentially loving yourself and giving yourself the ability to succeed in the long term as well. So I'm not going to say that all of these self-care ways are going to be easy. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that these are going to be the ones that you were truly taking care of yourself throughout your entire life. That's what I'm trying to say, okay? None of them are going to be easy like a bath bomb. Like these are great. Those are short-term solutions. Of course, those are great. But you also have to take into consideration the long-term aspect of it, okay? So your emotional self-care. Your emotional self-care is ones that you are taking care of your emotions, trying to just like articulate them, understand them, get a better understanding of them. That is going to be your emotional self-care. Now, the best way that people do this is going to therapy usually. But if you're unable to get to that, I completely understand, to whatever reason, it's more so you can do journaling, you could do meditation, you can do so many other ways of emotional things. I like to do a lot of journaling. It's something that I've gotten into within the last year because genuinely my favorite way of just getting everything out of my head, I just feel so I guess stuck in my brain a little bit sometimes. So I just write it all out, figure it out. And then I realized I was like, there's not that many things, just write it out. I tell you, it is so much better. Number 2, we've got your physical self-care. Now, physical self-care is, I think, what everyone usually associates with self-care. This is your skincare, your physical health, like working out, sleeping, eating healthy, nutrition, and all that stuff. And especially within the Desi community, I feel like physical self-care is a little more, I guess, accepted, which is, taking care of your body, taking care of your, like that. The mind is where I think it sort of tends to be a little overlooked, but we will get into that. You've got your practical self-care, which is just taking care of your little things that make your life a little bit easier day to day, So you've got picking up your socks after you taking off your shoes, or doing your actual laundry, or picking up groceries, that small little things for you to sort of, I guess, succeed better in life, smooth out the bumps in your life, that sort of thing, We've got mental self-care, which is essentially just stimulating your mind in a healthy way. Now, this can be, listening to podcasts, reading to books, pursuing your interests, maybe adult coloring books, anything that will just stimulate your mind. Now, what you like to do, what you are interested in, topics, whether it's math or science or calculus, or if you're into humanities, philosophy, sociology, anything that you like to do that makes you feel happy, that makes you feel connected. I love reading books recently, and that's something that I've started within the last year. Let me know if you want a podcast episode about books, because girl, I'm so excited. There's so many, especially with South Asian representation. Those are so fun. Anyways, next up, we've got social self-care, which is again, I think that's something that's also overlooked, because I think in a lot of places, people tend to associate self-care as screw everyone else. We don't need anyone else. You need just you, to care about yourself. And it's of course that is so valid. If you are someone that is a people pleaser, that does that, overlooks themselves for other people, of course, maybe you should take care more of yourself. But at the same time, if you're the kind of person that maybe likes to stay at home a lot, likes to not go out as much, and I'm not even mean like clubbing or anything like that. I just mean going out with friends, or going out to meet people and stuff. If you're not that kind of person, maybe social self-care is where you do need to sort of focus on a little bit more. Okay. So this is definitely something that I struggle with. Your girl is very much a homebody, doesn't like to go out much. And it's something that I've definitely want to start incorporating a lot more into my life today, which is just going out with friends, or by myself, in the company of people, because it's such an important part of your life. And I think social self-care and community is never going to fill the void of you cannot fill that void. I think you need other people in your life. And my mom used to always say that humans are just social animals. They've always been social beings. And so you have to put yourself out there, be a social person. And I know it sucks sometimes, as someone who really struggles with social skills and all that stuff, it is so key to start working on that. You don't have to, it doesn't have to be anything high pressure. I'm not going to tell you to go out into a networking event for your companies and stuff. That's not what I'm saying at all. Just go to the cafe or something, and literally just talk to someone, compliment their outfit, compliment their their shoes or anything. Literally it will I promise you can just work yourself up to actually getting into long conversations, if that's something that you struggle with. Everyone has their own things that they're dealing with. I completely understand. Yeah. Anyways, up next we have spiritual self-care. Now this is more so just I guess connecting with your religion, if you are religious, or connecting with your inner self. This is your prayers, your yoga, your community service, your affirmations, you're spending some time alone, essentially just anything that you will do to connect with a higher sense of being, feel like you're part of a bigger community, a bigger thing than just yourself. Because I think sometimes we all get lost up caught up in ourselves, and we forget that there are so many people around us, or there's so many things there's so much more to the world than just what we deal with on a day-to-day basis. And that's why I like high key like really recommend like travel if you're able to do that. And I don't even mean like travel outside the country. You can go literally to the next town over, or like a different part of your city, or a different part of your town, anything. Like literally just get out of your space, and it's like so like gratifying, and it's so, I guess, like it's just an amazing experience to sort of like understand like you're just a small part of this huge world, and you get to have your own part in it, whatever it means, you know. Yeah, as I am a Hindu person, I like to meditate a lot. I like to pray a lot, and something that just like gives me strength to realize that there is someone above me that is like has a plan for my life, and just has like something, like I'm not just doing this alone. Like someone is there to protect me and take care of me, and especially as something that I deal with a lot. It's nice to like know that there's someone out there, you know, taking care of me, and like knows exactly like this is exactly where I'm supposed to be going, you know. And I know that religion is a very controversial thing for a lot of people, and it's not something that everyone participates in, and I get that. Just like, I guess, take care of your community, have someone that you can talk to. Spirituality is so key. So yeah, lastly, we have your professional self-care. Now, professional self-care is essentially just, you know, making sure you have a better work-life balance, making sure you're making enough time for lunch, make sure you're socializing, creating a work-life boundary, making sure you're doing enough actually at work too, to like, so you're able to support yourself and your family, or for like maybe multiple generations, or yourself, to just take care of yourself, I guess, in the financial aspect of it, because that is so key. So what is your favorite way of self-care? There's a lot of things that I've incorporated into my life when it comes to self-care, as I've said before. One of them is you're having like a silent solo dance party thing. My favorite way of just like raising my heartbeat, getting my body moving, feeling happy, feeling emotional. And especially like if you're doing it with like other people, like that's a great way to interact, have like a social time too. Just like, it's just a fun way. Especially like I love doing Bollywood music, because honestly, like nothing will get me dancing like Bollywood music. Like I promise you, like I don't care what kind of music it is, like Bollywood music just does it for me. And it might be something different for you, which is fine, completely valid. But for me, that's what I do. I love having it. Also, like it doesn't have to be silent. Like you don't have to put headphones or anything if you don't want to do that. I just like to do that when I'm on my own, because I don't want to like be blasting music and like interrupting my neighbors and stuff. But if that's something that you're able to do it. I highly recommend. Like I've done it with my sister, I've done it with my mom, my dad. Like we all just sort of do it. Like turn the lights off so no one like cares what you're doing. Just like blast music and just like dance it out. And like you don't even have to do it for like an hour or anything. It could be like 15 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. And I feel like everyone just has time for that. Just a fun time. Like I literally would be playing my like gym music or something, and like just like blasting it and having a fun time. It's so much fun. Yeah. Anyways, I also love reading just to stimulate my mind, and it's like understand different stories, different perspectives of people. And I'm like, oh my God, like, and like I guess like if you are not a very social person, it's really interesting to sort of see other people's perspectives and see how like they would tackle a certain situation. And I'm like, wait, I would never do that in my entire life. Like I don't understand what she's thinking, but like, you know, you do you, girl. Anyways, yeah. Or like getting ready for no reason. It's a fun time, just taking photos with yourself. And it also like really just boosts your confidence. Like especially, you don't even have to put like makeup on or anything. Like wearing a cute dress that you're like wouldn't, like you're not even going anywhere, just wear one, or like a cute outfit or something like that, and just like feeling good within your body. One thing that definitely does get me going is like washing my hair, and like having clean hair just like automatically just like boosts the hell out of my ego. And I'm like, I am the hottest shit ever. Like I promise. That one is so fun. Like especially going to the gym is like, I feel like an obvious one. It really just releases those endorphins, really like helps out with stress a lot. A fun time. Like I know that like you don't have to start anything big or anything. Let me know if you also want an episode on that, because I would love to, because your girl was like a beginner, like a beginner like last year. And now I have definitely learned so much, and I would love to do an episode on that. That'd be so fun. Anyways, next is like writing, like journaling, like writing about my dreams. Now, these dreams can be dreams that you've literally had when you were sleeping, or it can be like dreams that you have for the future, your goals and affirmations and stuff like that. That is so much fun. Like I feel like when I'm writing them down, I just feel happy and I feel confident, like I can do this. Like of course I know there was a time in my life where I was like, I don't think I'm worth it, like, or like, I don't think I deserve to have like achieve these dreams and stuff. But like, I realized that because I'm just writing them down for my own sanity, like for my own self, like I can just be as descriptive and as crazy and weird as I can be because they're just for me. And like only I have to know what my dreams are, and I will only tell people that I know will like receive it in the way that I want it to. And so like honestly, it's such a fun time to just write about dreams, like where you want to travel to, what you want to do with your life, what you want to accomplish. Just write it down. I promise you. Like I feel like a lot of the times we don't actually know what we want, or like we have a lot of variety of things that we want, and we never even stop to think about like what is it that we actually want. And so I've written all of these down, and it's such a fun time. And obviously they change a lot, but so fun. And honestly, also like last but not least, like going for a walk, like putting your headphones in, like listen to music or listen to a podcast or anything is just such an enlightening experience. Like sometimes I will like have nothing going on. I'm just like taking everything in. It's a very spiritual experience, but sometimes like blasting music, it's just like gets the heart rate going, gets you excited and motivated to just keep working out. It's just like a fun time. I think these are just some of my favorite ways to incorporate self-care into my day-to-day life. For you, it may be completely different, as we all know that everyone is different. Everyone's their own version of beautiful and amazing. And so I hope that you find your personal way of self-care. I think that's my biggest lesson, is to personalize your damn self-care. Not everyone's version of self-care is going to be the same, and it's okay. That's the way it's supposed to be. And the way that the media and the markets and have sort of made it out to be is that everyone is going to have the same version, and that's the only way to do it. And that's not true at all. So I highly, highly, highly recommend that you all find your version of self-care. That's something that makes you happy. Don't follow anyone else. Like if you don't like journaling, if you don't like meditating, don't do that. Do what makes you happy. Literally, like if you love like, you know, spending time at the gym, just like that really makes you happy and motivated, go do that. If it's more so like cooking, do that. Like literally anything that makes you happy and is like good for you in the long term or short term, that's not like harmful by any means. Like I'm not gonna say like if you love drinking, go do that like every 24/7, like not at all. What I'm trying to say is like do I guess like not productive, but more so just like happy things that will make you genuinely happy, like make your soul happy. Do that and personalize your damn self-care. That is so key. That's all basically what I wanted to say today. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you have an amazing day. You know, enjoy your coffee or your chai or matcha, whatever you're into. Your girl had hers today. It was delicious. Anyways, please make sure to subscribe, follow, comment, and all of that jazz. Follow me on Instagram at chai and matcha. Till next time, bye.